Hi all, I have another peek inside today for a book at Chessable called Tactics Time. Now Tactics Time has been a big hit over the last few years at Amazon. It's one of the best-selling tactical ebooks, and it's by Tim Brennan and Anthea Carson and new in chess. So it's got a very good rating overall, and it's been long established on Amazon. They have an interesting approach to tactics. So basically, looking at their own words here, it's not just another tactics book. They perfected the ebook by learning from the mistakes other chess authors made. So basically, it's error-free, double-checked, original tactics, 100% new, and it's tactics from real chess players. So they say that many chess books have cool problems and patterns that are rare and unrealistic and not needed. And although fun to play, they're not really the best way to improve your chess game. So this book is different, and they want you to focus on getting good at playing patterns that actually happen all the time. So if you want to improve your game, want to enjoy chess tactics from real games, you're frustrated with other chess tactics books, you have a busy life and looking for a quick and proven way to improve, and you enjoy chess and want to teach chess tactics to others, then this is the right book for you. Let's plunge inside. Okay, so let's go into these chapters. So there's 100 in this chapter, so they're packed full of puzzles basically. Let's have a look at this one. So black to play. Now this looks like it's a case of a double attack, so a double check rather, and the king's usually, as far as I'm aware, forced to move when it's a double check. And then we have the check mate, so that's a beautiful double check. Let's go back and solve another from here at random. Okay, so Queen E8 looks like a good forcing move. I say to my own people that I'm coaching recently to prioritize in particular checks. They're the most forcing type of move, legally bound for the opponent to respond. And here, this check here looks very, very useful. If takes here, we have bishop f8, bishop h6. We can work it out in advance as well. I think in king g7 we still have bishop f8. So I'm going for queen e8 here. So yeah, this is a very, very important pattern. Actually, it's one of my favorite bishop and rook checkmate patterns as far as bishop and rook checkmates go. So that's a fun one. Let's pick another one at random. This could be a long video because I enjoy doing puzzles anyway. Okay, so white to play here. I think there's a case of bishop e5 check to pick up that rook here rather than risk, black having a dangerous pass pawn. Let's go with this check. And then we can take off this rook. That should be cool. Okay, let's go back. Solve another one at random. Alright, so here, this h-file seems very dangerous. It looks as though queen h7 is plausible. There's no f-pawn move. The rook moves queen h1. It looks delightful to play queen h7 here. Yeah, this looks like the sort of thing I like doing in my bullet chess. Queen h7 to try and mate. Okay, I think that's it. Creates a battery that cannot be stopped, only delayed. Yeah, the batteries, when you coordinate pieces, that's usually a very, very effective thing to do. Let's have a look at this one. Oh, this looks like a lot of fun. It looks as though we want to get onto g2 here. I'm wondering about queen g4 or queen f5. Ooh. Queen g4 holds onto the d-pawn. Yeah, that might be a slight difference, because if white can take on queen e3, if we played queen f5, queen takes, queen here, that's still pretty efficient. Although I think, personally, queen g4 looks, it looks like the stronger idea from a technical sense. If king h2, on king h2, that's a key difference. We've got queen takes h4 check, using that pinned pawn, then queen h1. So I think to discern, sometimes you need to discern like the absolute strongest move. And I think this is the case, queen g4, because of king h2, queen h4. That looks a little bit stronger there. We're still retaining the possibility of queen takes h4. Alright, so which actually we're going to use now, that pin. So the power of the pinned piece or pawn is illusionary, as Nimzowitsch might have said, or a variation of that. Okay, this is really, really good fun. Okay, now I'm starting to be concerned about the length of this video. Okay, white to play. Queen h8 looks good because actually we're forcing rook here, and then queen f6, king moves, queen g5. That looks pretty good to me. Okay, bang here, and this is anything stronger. When you see a strong move, look for an even stronger one. Someone famous said. Okay, let's solve 84. Oh, okay. Let's see here. It looks like we can play something with the bishop to hit the queen. Anything stronger than that? Oh, this could be a tricky one. I'm not 100% sure here. Yeah, interesting. Maybe bishop h6 does have a perk though to it, that there's bishop takes g7 hitting h8 and f6. I'm just wondering, any naughty counter resources? I think I'm going to go for this. It might be wrong. It might be. I don't. As far as forcing moves like bishop f7, it doesn't seem to do much for me here. So I think this, at least I can see one great continuation. All right. Yeah. Okay. So now, bishop takes. We're getting another pawn, and this is something stronger. And yeah, I'm hoping. Okay. Cool. So picking up, so they're discovering an attack on the black queen. So they often come up when white castles queenside. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is really good fun. And we're only on the first chapter here. Exercise 90. White to play. How about knight b5? Knight b5. Is that a tactic? It's hitting the queen. It's hitting this knight. On queen c6. Hang on. Oh, we do have a tactic there. I can see a big forcing move in that position after queen c6. Can you spot it? What I've just spotted, knight b5, queen c6. There's a big forcing move there. I'm thinking this is it. I'm convinced. Because the knight's held by the bishop. So I think this forcing move becomes possible. And I'm hoping you can see it. Prioritize the forcing moves. Queen takes e4. Because we got knight d6. Nice fork there. Okay. Let's see. Let's go on to another chapter, shall we? Let's go on to another chapter. Let's go to the chapter list. So they're packed full of puzzles, 100 in each it seems here. Just 100 in each. So we've got 1001 amazing chess puzzles it seems. Okay, let's go and click on a solvable one or two. White to play here. Looks as though knight d6 check picks up that bishop. Yeah, this looks as though knight d6. I can't see anything stronger. I'm going to go with knight d6. Let's pick up this bishop, I believe. Cool. Okay. Let's pick up another one to solve 129. White to play. Whoa. Hang on. I think this is another case of a double attack. You know, attacking the queen with bishop b6 and hitting the knight. This looks very, very strong. Bishop b6. I'm just checking if there's anything to consider, any naughty resources to consider. I think bishop b6. And then we can, if the knight wasn't protecting the bishop, then knight e7 I would say is stronger than this. Sometimes you've got to look for an even stronger move. Very helpful to do that from a good position. Okay, let's look at another. Oh, I think there's even the most outrageous checks are sort of highest priority to sort of calculate. I tell my own students at the moment, I'm emphasizing quite a lot. So the most outrageous checks have got to be considered, and there is one here which seems very, very strong. I hope you've got it. There's an sort of outrageous check, and there's a loose piece as well in the position. If you make some private notes about the tactical vulnerabilities first, or the amazing ideal resources that you would want, those are really great notes to make mentally before calculating to try and solve either chess puzzles or in a real game scenario. But here, bishop takes f7 would seem to me to hit the black queen. So unless there was something like knight f3, which is not possible here, then this is really good news. Okay, so let's go back. So yeah, I mean, I think for me that's the two key things when you're solving puzzles, you know, the ideal resources you would want, and the tactical vulnerabilities. So here, black to play. It looks as though this could be pretty tricky. Hold on a sec. Okay, there's a slightly loose knight. It's only held by the queen. I think we can nudge the queen away with knight d6. If knight f6, I think we can take that, then take the queen. If queen a4, maybe, just maybe, b5 to interrupt the queen protecting the knight. I can't see any other major forcing moves. f5 runs into knight f6. That would be a bit of a disaster, actually, with h7 dropping after. I think knight d6, for me, is the most promising move in this position, with the idea queen a4, b5. And if queen takes, I think we can take here. Move the rook away from being attacked. I think that's the only way to attack the queen. So I'm going to go with knight d6. Let's hope. Okay, so now b5. I think b5 is a key move here. So queen takes a5, rook takes d7. Okay, cool. I'm loving this book. I'm loving this book. Okay. Let's solve here. Okay, now the outrageous forcing move to consider, or not so outrageous, is queen e8. But hang on, is there anything stronger? There is an outrageous checking move, which is even more outrageous. I wonder if you've spotted it. What I'm checking out now, checking out the checks, so to speak. I'm checking out the checks. I think there is an outrageous check with queen takes e7. King takes, because we've got bishop g5. We've got a crossfire of the bishop pair here. And I think that's mating. I think that's much more clear-cut than this, because the king could go up there. Okay, we could take the bishop, but I think this is so much more clear-cut and a lot of fun to play, I would imagine, in a real game. Bishop g5, showing the crisscross of the bishops. Okay, lovely stuff. Oh, we should have read the notes for that. Hold on. Let's just peek. Let's overstudy this. Yes, let's overstudy this. What did it say for the notes? Yes, it's nice to read the notes, actually. Brilliant queen sacrifice. Leading to mate with the Bowden's mate pattern. Yes, the Bowden's mate. That's nice to know the actual name. Okay, let's go into another chapter. So this one, let's go and look at 702. White play here. It looks as though bishop takes c4 is pretty good. Okay, that was a pretty easy one, I thought. 706. White play here. Oh, I'm thinking there's a forcing move to win the rook on f8. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's go back and go right down over here, maybe 740. Okay, I think we can take that knight. Yeah, this might occur in a game. Queen takes h4. Yep, just grabbing that knight that's hanging. 761. White play here. Maybe rook b1 seems to trap the queen. I think the queen's limited in squares. I think rook b1 is cool. I mean, there might be b5, I guess. But maybe we can just play knight takes b5. The queen doesn't seem to be escaping too far. Oh, there's queen a3. Hold on. There's queen a3. No. Maybe I'm doing this too quick. Knight b5 actually stops queen a3 and threatens knight c7. Maybe that's a lot stronger, actually. Knight b5, yeah, looks to be a major upgrade. And then we could play rook b1. And then we'd be trapping the queen, surely. So knight b5, actually. I've changed my mind. Yeah, and then rook a1. Okay, that's cool. Black cannot deal with both threats. Okay. 782. White play. Oh, I think queen takes g7 because we're hitting h8 and f7. So even if bishop f6, we just take on f7. This looks really cool. Yep, cool. Taking pawn and f7. Yep. Let's go on to okay, well, we're here in this chapter 796. white to play. It looks as though the king should be mateable. There's a lot of escape squares taken. If we go this way, there's king f6. But if we go this way, it looks as though that's checkmate. Yeah, there's a lot of escape squares taken. That looks like mating. Okay. All right. Let's check out. Let's go to 800, shall we? White to play here. Oh, I think this is a pin and win scenario. Bishop e4 looks very, very tempting. Yeah, let's take this off. So pins and wins. Let's go to the chapter list again. So a lot of these do seem, I think, within reach. I think should be within reach of most players out there. So I think it'll be quite satisfying if you have been frustrated with other tactical books. Maybe this is a good introduction, I think, to the world of tactics. I think here, bishop takes and knight takes, queen d2. There is knight c6. I'm wondering, a takes. Can we try and trap the queen or something? Something else going on here. Oh, that's fascinating. Bishop takes, knight takes, queen d2, knight c6. Oh, I'm not convinced by this one. What's happening here? Oh. Okay. Bit stuck actually. I'm a bit stuck. Let's try and calculate again. Bishop takes, knight takes. Queen d2. Limited choices. Knight c6. It's not coming to me. Let's see if this is the first move. So I think queen d2, knight c6. Is there anything stronger here? You know, actually a takes, and here, wow. Do we trap the queen or something? That's fascinating. If we can trap the queen, but the queen's always got a4 after. How about knight c3? Isn't that an upgrade? We take away a4, and also we hit the bishop. And then a takes, we're actually protecting the rook. I think knight c3. If bishop c2, queen d2, if the knight moves, then we take on c2. If knight c2, yeah, knight takes and we get two pieces. I think knight c3 is a good idea. Yeah, it is. Okay, attacks the bishop. Unpins the a pawn. Yep, that's cool. Knight bd2 also works. Okay. Yeah, that I didn't immediately. Yeah. Okay. Oh, there's a pinned pawn here, I've noticed. How about rook g3? And then if king h2, queen f2, that looks crashing through, or crushing as well. If bishop g2 would take the queen. If king h1, queen f2, threatening mate. Unless there's anything really much stronger, I can't see it. I think it's a case of noting that there's a pinned piece or pawn. Rook g3. Yeah. Cool. Now here, okay, we can take on h7, and also we can win. Okay, although we can win two pieces for the queen, what about queen c3 instead? To try and win the rook after. Isn't that stronger? Because otherwise we're just giving up two rooks for the queen. Queen c3. There's no check winning the queen because our queen's protected by the pawn here. If a3, rook takes. And in fact, queen takes, we can actually slip in queen takes f6 check. I'm thinking queen c3. If the rook moves, rook h7. So I think queen c3 looks stronger than anything else. Might be wrong about this. Let's have a look. All right, yeah. So now rook takes h7. Right now, surely we can. I think we'll take here now, and take here. Yeah, that was a good case of looking for a stronger move, I think. pinning. So that's stronger than trying to just lose 2 rooks for the queen. Great opportunity for a much stronger move there. 5-2-2. Black to play. What about HG? And that H pawn looks very vulnerable. Can we not just take here? If takes here, I think we can step back with the king. This looks as though we're just peeling open the H file. Yeah. Okay. Opening the H file, deadly battery. Yep. Wow. In the actual game, white survived the attack. Incredible. Little story there. Let's go back to the chapters list and have a look at 801 to 900. So here, black to play here. Intriguing. Okay, forcing moves. E4 looks like a good forcing move. It looks as though, because the king's on a dark square, there's no counter check around it. There is actually. Bishop f4. Queen g3, bishop f4. Queen g3 check. So I think we are actually pinning and winning here. Exploiting pin with e4. Okay, I think I'm going to go with e4. Right. Now, unless there's anything majorly wrong with taking the bishop, I'm going to take the bishop. Cool. Okay. Yeah, this is a great deal of fun. 8-17. White to play here. Ooh. Intriguing. Okay, so this is pretty intriguing. Rook takes c2, queen takes c2. Doesn't seem to do anything. Any favors here. Knight c3 doesn't look very convincing at all. Rook takes, queen takes e4. Liberates black's position. Intriguing. What could be a good idea here, I wonder? This could be a tricky one. Am I missing something in that position? After e4, maybe there's queen b4. Yeah, maybe knight c3 is the way to go. We move the queen, then take on c2. Because if takes e4, I think queen b4. We hit the queen with tempo, gaining a very valuable tempo. Except I just noticed knight e2 check. No, knight e2 is not there because the rook's holding e2, so there isn't a fork either. So I think knight c3, yeah, rook takes, there's no knight e2. Yeah, knight c3 is still a good candidate then. Still a good candidate. If knight e2 check, queen takes e2, and then we take on a4 after. So I think knight c3 looks like a good candidate. No! Bishop b3. Okay. Have a coffee break after this. Bishop b3. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Of course. Because if rook takes, then there's yeah. I think we get the queen. It's pretty good here to get the queen. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. I think in this circumstance, it's good to have that queen for the 2 rooks. Okay. Now, by the way, there is also a very good new feature at Chessable where you can actually use a kind of woodpecker method for scheduling. Instead of spaced repetition, you can use cyclical method, which is very, very good for puzzle books of this kind, where you try and solve a load of puzzles and you can come back to them at a time later of your choice here. So you review them, and the idea is to sort of review them sort of with greater speed, but still have very high accuracy. So you aim to solve puzzles as accurately as possible and then come back to them later. So like I might be interested in picking a day or 2 or 4 maybe myself. So you can set a cycle. So this would be like the woodpecker method. So yeah, that would be really cool. So sixth call is now available on the puzzle books. That's an interesting new feature which is on the Chessable blog. So if we go to the blog, we can read up about that. Chessable blog. So the woodpecker method you can now use on any tactics course, plus custom repetition. So yeah, read up about this. So really interesting stuff going on here. Sixth call review, and you can also there's a 50% off offer at the moment as well. Just to carry on reading this, I'm going to say no for that for the moment. So basically, it does emphasize that, especially for this course, Tactics Time, this would be a great one because it's packed full of puzzles. So why not set that cyclical review for say 2 days or 4 days, try and solve them again more rapidly. So there's a player who rapidly improved with this method, the woodpecker method, which is based on, influenced by. So very, very interesting. You set your cycle here, ending cycle. You solve a load of puzzles. You come back to them later on your cycle review. So that's influenced by the woodpecker method. So find out about that on the Chessable blog. So that's really cool as well. I hope you enjoyed this quick peek inside of this book. So very, very exciting. Tactics Time 1 by Tim Brennan and Anthea Carson seems to be a great deal of fun and instructiveness contained in there. Okay, and remember to check out the link either in the description or below. You'll see a Google short URL, so check that out from there. Thanks very much.